Good morning guys, James here from Sunseeker Southampton. We are yet down again at Southampton Boat Show 2022. This morning we're going to have a look around a Predator 74 XPS. This one behind me here is finished in a lovely silver grey hull band. First time we built one in this colour, and she is quite something here on the pontoon afloat today. So this is boat 390, she's a 2022 model and she is currently available as you see her. Just scanning around here so you can sort of take in the exterior lines. Quite hard to see her in full profile, but she's fitted with the larger V12 MAN 1900 horsepower engines, largest option on this hull, and she is an absolute cracker. Try and stand back here. Look at those racy windows. So as an XPS, there's obviously lots of little subtle exterior detailing over the standard Predator 74. Acres of carbon fibre throughout the boat, little stainless steel details, etc. Truly the ultimate boy's toy, one of these. So we've got 3 cabins on this particular hull. Big garage in the back. So on the right hand side there, that lifts up to reveal up to a 395 Williams if you so wish, on a launching cradle. And then in this section here we've got a drop-out seat and a barbecue package, and then this one is into the crew cabin. We'll have a look at that when we go on board in just a sec. As well as the garage, we can do 450 kilos of optional tender on the platform there, so you've got the ability to carry a jet ski as well as something in the garage. Just have a quick scan down the main facts and figures here. Boat getting on for 40 knots with these larger 1900 horsepower engines. Still plenty of room in the engine space, so you can get down in there for maintenance and what have you. We'll have a look at that when we get up on board in a bit. So just before we head up, you can see here, just showing you on the starboard deck, slightly smaller steps on this side, just purely for accessing the deck, as the main access is in here on the port side. So we've got the usual telescopic passerelle there, dockside plug-in for freshwater system as well as the shore power system, and you can see teak decking throughout. She's got a platinum med pack, so we've got things like little pop-up deck cleats here, secondary cleats on the back here, stern docking winches up in the cockpit, and the main selling point really on a Predator for me is this beautiful cockpit. So whereas on a Manhattan flybridge style layout where you typically have a bench seat in the aft cockpit and then toys on the platform, this one obviously has this cavernous sun pad and seating area, so you can seat plenty of friends and family up in all in one area. It's a very, very social boat, great for long weekends away. We've got a big retractable sun awning up the top there. This one painted with the LSA jet black nav kit up the top there. It's 64 nautical mile open array radar scanner, all Simrad kit on this one. We've got a remote control spotlight up there as well. So we'll head up before we go inside, down on the side deck here. Just spin the camera around and you can see how big the glass windows are. So they're even bigger than me here, so pretty much floor to ceiling from the deck beneath us. One small step up, just giving us a little bit more headroom downstairs, takes us up into this great foredeck area, almost as big as that aft cockpit. We've got a great area to chill out at anchor, getting the sea breeze and what have you, with this mixture of seating and sunbathing. Of course, these have a lift up backrest, as is pretty standard on boats of this sort of size. Up the top there we have an optional upgrade to a stainless steel anchor, so we've got 90 meters of chain and a 40 kilo anchor up there, beautifully finished. There's a deck wash plug-in point. We've got lockers beneath where I'm stood for storing fenders and what have you, as well as these additional boxes either side. I've done lots of tours on these, so I'm not going to go into too much detail per se. This is more a question of just showing you the decor and typical layout in case you're interested in buying one of these. Worth highlighting, there's a couple of deck level refrigeration drawers there, and then we've got the pram hood style lift out clamshell canopy there to give you a bit of sun protection if dining up forward here. Very, very aggressive looking boat. So say getting on for that sort of 40 knot ish top speed, effortless through the water. These, they run really nicely about 25, 28 knots. You can see here, just walking back down the side deck, the roof structure here painted again in LSA jet black. We do of course offer options of things like silver, what have you, to personalise the boat to your own taste. Upholsteries here in the cockpit, so we've got the sort of shark fin style piping there on the cushions. It's an upgrade, so this is a Sunbrella fabric. You can see just morning dew sitting on the cushions, and it doesn't tend to soak in, quick to dry off. Of course, with the main deck protective covers package out here, as well as a full aft canopy. So if you wish, off the back here comes down behind the sunbed, does make this cockpit usable out of season if you want to turn this into another social space. And we could even put diesel heating on for those of you that might want to keep the boat in northern European waters. So here on the port side in the cockpit, we have, let's start at the back, the Rexroth optional joystick arrangement. You can of course do this just with standard throttles and thrusters, but this particular boat with the upgrade of the joystick, so we've got start and stops for the engines there as well. Cupboards beneath, so we've got a little handy bin there. There's a ice maker, and if we just move flowers here, I'm on the cushion for a sec. Over here we have a top loading cool box, and of course an obligatory griddle and sink. So full exterior dining, as we do have then the rest of the kitchen itself is downstairs. Let's put that one back up there. So across here, part of the XPS package, we see lots of beautiful carbon fibre, electric height adjustable table. You can see that twin stainless steel leg there, and the top literally flips over. There we have the fully expanded tables. You can obviously see then we've got plenty of space for dining. There's room to get probably 3 or even 4 director's chairs on this side. So if you were coding the boat for charter, she'd run 12 guests quite happily. Loads of LED lighting, of course dimmable, up top here with the strips and the little spots. Might be a little flicker on the camera there from the frame rate. Of course, no threshold on the doors on most Sunseeker models. So we have a big deck drain underneath the plinth there, and then we have the, of course, electric opening window structure there, and the doors all combi unit, so that then slides across. This is one piece manual patio door to give you the ability to open or close the boat at the touch of a button. Big AV system, so up in the ceiling here you can see a number of speakers, amplifiers and what have you. Makes this a real party boat, and we can go even further with that if you wish. Very, very neutral colours on this one, obviously lots of greys and creams and what have you. Works lovely contrast here with the wood. So this is a satin finish eucalyptus on the interior cabinetry. We've got some sprayed lacquer satin finish panels there on the lower cupboards. Port side as we come in, so this is an upgrade quartz worktop here. Not going to do too many cupboards with you today, but we've got of course things like some storage here. This one's got the AV system, and you can see the beautiful knurled handles and what have you. High-low TV there, so that's a 55-inch LED TV in the port wall, and then across the seating area, again just take in those lovely, lovely glass windows with the flip over top as we saw outside as well, and again height adjustable. Got some nice inlaid leather panels up in the ceiling here, again with the strip lighting. Then we come forward into the observation area, so here next to the helm, obviously really the centre of attention on a Predator style boat is the driving position, and this one is quite something. Couple of tours on the channel showing what these are like at open water, also the manoeuvring side to show proper big yacht systems on these. So we have fin stabilisation, we have hydraulic thrusters, makes it very, very simple to manoeuvre in close quarters, of course with that second station docking outside. She is pretty docile despite the fact that she weighs in around 50 tons. So just scanning around the helm itself, you can see here we've got two 19-inch NSS Evo 3S Simrad displays. And then we've got engine displays down here. This is the Stabilisation panel, this is our Sunseeker CM8 monitoring system, and then everything else is to hand. So this is a jog dial to control the screens up top there, remote control spot, all the buttons for the roof, etc. And then over here for your right hand is your throttle controls, your bow and stern thrusters, I say hydraulic on here, and then the joystick as well. So it is very ergonomically laid out, just sitting here scanning around at my eye line to see what the view's like for the captain looking out. The boat does run pretty flat if you're up in the sort of mid 20 knot speed, and it is effortless through the water. We'll just push the button here. Let's open up this beautiful hard top above us. Of course, finished, hard to see on the camera, just try and come in close there. That's an exposed weave carbon fibre with a gloss lacquer over the top and those lovely glass panels. It's mirrored with a smoke tint on the top to keep the heat out as best you can with anything glass, but at the touch of a button here it's opening right back to give us this beautiful opening to let the air in. So obviously on a Manhattan flybridge style yacht you have the option to go up top, but here on a Predator you are always within the saloon area. So this does give you the ability to have the best of both worlds, and of course there on the starboard side is a deck access door, handy for docking, talking to your crew, or just a little bit of ventilation at anchor. You can see again lots of little detailing for the XPS upgrades, things like the double Bentley stitching here in the seats, beautiful style Besanzoni Italian chairs, and we've got again carbon fibre handrails, aircon controls, etc. there. That's a storage locker in the top, handle lifts up a few bits and pieces. Right, so downstairs, the galley obviously on a Predator is typically below decks, and as we come down you see this particular one just before we get to the bottom. We're greeted with the galley initially, and then the option on this particular boat is to take this little lower snug area. So standard in this space would be a walk-in wardrobe for the forward VIP cabin. We can even squeeze a fourth guest cabin in here for those of you that need the extra beds, but this is a pretty common spec as you see here, with the ability to chill out down here, perhaps take a coffee, etc. in the morning. So we have big refrigeration, the great storage these. We've got storage under the decks, big cupboards over here. So again, I'm not going to open everything up today. Check out some of the other chores on the channel if you want to know a little bit more. Upgrade on, so we've got ceramic top here, dishwasher, of course full typical kitchen facilities, and just to finish again in this area, some nice high gloss lacquer down here. Wood upgrade on the floor, so this has got the wood through the diner area, the galley, and that little lower lobby area. There are some upgrades on the carpets as well. Being a boat show boat, she is pretty much loaded to the gunnels. So we've got 3 cabins as we said. We'll start forward. This is cabin number 2 on the boat, which is the VIP guest. Just scanning around here, you can see high level locker boxes either side of the bed, big wardrobe here, and a nice little vanity station. Centerline double, as you can see there, with some drawers in the end. Very quiet up here. We are set back behind that anchor locker, and I know it's a calm day here, but you can't hear the water slapping on the hull. TV package throughout all the cabins, so we've got LED Samsung units there, and again speakers and what have you in the ceiling. Part of the XPS package, again you can see things like the inlaid carbon fibre detailing there. You can do that with stainless steel if you so wish, if it was a forward order rather than this particular boat. So ensuite compartment here, we've got a lovely big shower there with a rain shower in the ceiling, electric heated towel rails there. Let's give you a quick view. Nice opening port lights as well, as relying on the aircon system. Obviously plenty of floor space here for getting dressed in the morning. Coming back through, obviously see there's a TV there on the bulkhead as we pass the diner area. So this bathroom doubles up. It's a day head as well as access for cabin number 3. Again, shower down there in the end. And that's the door that takes you through Jack and Jill style into what is cabin number 3. So this is a guest cabin on the boat, 2 single beds. They don't slide together. I can do some infill cushions in there if you really require it, but most owners are quite happy for their guests to spend time on board as it's configured as standard. You again see those beautiful carbon fibre details up through the bulkhead there. Wardrobe behind here, you can see the little TV down there as well, and you can see loads of LED lighting, mirrors, etc., to make the cabin feel a lot bigger than it actually is. As we come back here, worth noting over there, that's a wine cooler, as well as the huge fridge with the 2 freezer drawers beneath, and down the stairs into the master suite. So this is beautiful. To be honest, almost as big as something like an 80-foot flybridge yacht. Really, I say, boat's geared up as a owner-operator size. Just scanning around to give you a different flavour of the decor in this one, as well as the layout. So we've got the sofa here on the port side. Lovely feature through the bulkhead there, and over on the starboard side, the typical vanity station, cupboards, etc. Again, AV systems loaded. On this side, this is a walk-in wardrobe space, so we've got full length hanging there, as well as some cupboards at the back. And across here, typical bathroom there, electric heated towel rail again, and then your shower stall and what have you, vacuum flush toilet system. It is beautifully finished. I love the colours in this one. It's very, very neutral, quite nautical, say blues, greys and creams and what have you. So we're carrying 4,800 litres of fuel, so range of around 300, 350 nautical miles depending on your speed, which is pretty typical for something like this. 800 litres of water, so typically used for long weekends away rather than extended living on board like you might see on more of the flybridge range. But I can put a water maker in the engine room if you so wish. This one says pretty much loaded up. They start at £2.77 million. This particular boat coming in about 3.4 million, as you see here. Let's just do the crew cabin here on the back. Door obviously opening this way to allow space for tender on the platform. We'll get, I'm sure, some comments saying this isn't big enough for crew, but the reality is, say, typically owner-operator, maybe an ad hoc captain or even part-time hostie. You do have 2 single beds, laundry facilities, and of course a little bathroom there. If it's an owner-operator, it's a nice place, obviously just been in the sea, to come and wash off and what have you. Very practical wet room floor there. But you do have the ability to spend perhaps a week away on the water and take a captain if you wish. And last by no means least, we better have a look in the engine room. So down here through the cockpit sole itself, just lift this hatch up. I'm not going to climb down there today, so you've had a good look around these before, but I'm just going to scan the camera around. You can obviously see things like the hydraulic packs here at the front. There'll be a few bits and pieces in here, I'm sure, as the boat's being used in boat show mode at the moment. Beautiful clinical white finish. You see these giant exhaust systems taking the exhaust gases out over the side, and you can see all the usual switch panels there up on the forward bulkhead. Drop that back down. So there you have it. I say we've done a lot of these on the channel before, so I'm not going to do too much more on the detail stakes, but just a chance today to see what this one's all about. I say she is available here as it stands at the show at the moment, so if you'd like to know more about this one, of course anything else in the range, as always it's james@sunseekersouthampton.com, or the mobile is +44 7747 686 587. Hope you've enjoyed that with us this morning, and check back soon for more of a look around here at the show.